Okay. And now, during the time period, and I'm sorry to jump around a little bit, but during the time period when Casey was dating Brandon, is it? And
yes.
you guys became a little bit closer as far as friends, you and
yes.
Casey. Okay. Would you email, IM, text message, that type of thing?
Yes.
Okay. And were you fairly, as far as girlfriends, were you fairly close?
We were best friends for a short period of time.
All right. And you would characterize it, again, in your words, as being best friends.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
So did you get the impression that she was comfortable confiding in you?
Yes.
And talking to you?
Yes.
Okay. Of that, during that time period when you were best friends, on average, how much time would you spend together, let's say, daily or weekly?
Like, physically together?
Well, let's start with that, and then we'll go how often you talked as well.
I would say a couple hours every other day.
Okay. And then you would also communicate via the different, we'll talk on the phone.
Text messaging, phone, internet.
Email, that type of thing. So it was fair to say you were in pretty constant contact
yes.
with her? Okay. Okay. The other methods as far as the text messaging, emailing, I mean, would you guys sign up and would it be a chat like on IM?
No, instant messenger. Just instant messenger.
Instant messenger.
Yes,
okay.
sir.
And was that a fairly constant thing
yes.
during that time period? Okay.
Yes.
Now, and again, during all this time period, did she ever mention the name Zanny?
No, sir.
And so, would you also, back during this time period when you would see each other, would you also go around to her house and be at her house?
Occasionally.
Okay. Had you met George and Cindy?
Yes.
And did you ever have conversations with them or talk to them back during this time period when you were best friends?
In passing, yes.
Okay. And did they ever mention to you, George and Cindy, ever mention to you a nanny of any
No,
type?
sir.
Did they ever mention the name Zanny?
No, sir.
Okay. Was that something that was in common conversation that you heard around their house?
No, sir.
Okay. You know Lee as well?
Yes.
And how do you know Lee? Through Casey?
Through high school. In high school.
I see. Okay. Has Lee ever told you that he has met anybody named Zanny, the nanny?
No, sir.
Has he ever said, yeah, I know Zenaida Gonzalez?
No, sir.
And has he ever mentioned to you the existence of a nanny, whether one existed or not?
Not to my knowledge, no.
Okay. Okay. You were, I guess, because Kaylee used to come over to the house or to the Sawgrass, and you used to interact. Did you play with her and take care of her and that type of thing?
Well, Casey was always there.
I understand. But even with the three of you guys together,
yeah, I play with her.
Did Kaylee ever mention the name Zanny?
No, sir. She really didn't talk then.
Right. But she never talked about a puppy or anything like that you heard? A puppy belonging to Zanny?
No, I mean, they have their own dogs, but...
Okay. All right. The times that Casey would have talked about the nanny, as you said before, that the nanny had her, did she ever attach any name to that nanny?
No, sir. Just the babysitter.
So this would, again, the babysitter, the nanny, it never had a name attached to it at any time?
Never an official name, no, sir.
During the time that you knew her and were closer friends, let's say when you were your best friends, was Casey working to your knowledge?
That's what she told me.
Okay. You say that like that you found out something different,
yes.
but she told you she was working.
Yes, sir.
And what did she say?
She said she worked at Sports Authority, and then she went back to work for Universal.
Right. And did you ever, again, see her going to work or coming from work?
No, sir. There are times that I'd see her, she'd say, I just got off work, and she'd be dressed up, but never saw anything else other than that.
Okay. You come to find out that she was not, in fact, working?
No, sir.
Now, there was a time, as you said, there were a time when you were fairly close friends. During that time period, did you ever find her to be untruthful about anything to you?
Yes.
Okay, can you give me some examples?
Just about reasons why she couldn't go out. She said, I'm working. Obviously, she wasn't working.
Right.
Basically, just things like that. I've never caught her, lying to me. But I mean, there are things that I just doubted. Anything specific other than her working, I can't remember things specifically.
When you say you doubted it, it was just because it didn't seem to make any sense?
Just she had the ideal job. She could work from home at any time, and I mean, I'd love to have a job like that, but
Okay. Do you have an opinion in your mind as to why she lied to you about those things?
I don't know why.
As far as her reputation, kind of in the community among your group of friends there, are you familiar with her reputation as far as her truthfulness?
I mean, we all kind of assumed the same things, but
was?
never really caught her lying to us. You know, we all kind of assumed, like I said, she worked from home all the time. Nobody at that age can work from home at that time and work for a major corporation.
Right.
To me, it's impossible.
And so as far as her telling fibs or telling lies, did some of your other friends ever mention the same type of thing, that either she had lied to them or she had exaggerated or told things that weren't true?
Can you clarify?
Yeah, sure. When you're talking to your other friends, did they ever give any instances of her?
No, not that I can remember. Nothing specific.
Now, how about as far as her taking money or taking things that didn't belong to her? Among your group of friends, did you ever have conversations about that?
I don't know that she's ever taken anything from any of my friends.
Okay. Did you come to learn that she had taken something from her parents?
That's what I've heard.
Okay. And how did you hear that?
The news.
All right. Was there a time when there was a graduation that Casey was going to?
My college graduation.
Okay. Tell me about that.
We were on our way to my graduation, and Casey got a phone call from her mom. And Casey told me at the time that her mother was mad at her and she had to go home because she didn't sign up for college classes at Valencia. Well, after speaking to Cindy, after all of this, come to find out, Cindy had just gotten a credit card bill where Casey had spent their money on a phone bill, I think it was. I'm not certain, but...
Okay. So you actually talked to Cindy about it?
Yes.
And Cindy told you what?
That she had found a credit card statement that Casey had spent a lot of their money.
Okay.
I never saw the statement or anything.
But that was something Cindy told you subsequently,
yes.
Or when was that?
After Kayla went missing.
I see. When you talked to Cindy about that, what was her demeanor? Did she appear upset? About the fact that the money had been taken?
I mean, it was a year later.
Right. Did she say that she had been upset at the time?
She said she was furious.
And I guess what was the context of it, how that came up? Was Cindy talking about graduation?
We were just kind of like talking about things, trying to get Casey's lies out in the open.
Right.
About things. And I was really upset that she had missed my college graduation. I wanted her to be there. And so I asked Cindy about that, and she said, no, this is what really happened.
And what really happened was there was a credit card bill, an issue about that,
yes.
Where Casey had taken money from the family.
That's what Cindy said, yes.
Were there other lies in those type of conversations that you had with Cindy about Casey?
Her not having a high school diploma.
Okay, tell me about that. Did she tell you she had a high school diploma?
Yes, she said that she was enrolled in college.
Okay. And what did you find out about that?
Cindy said she didn't even have a high school diploma.
And that was, as somebody who was your best friend, she was telling you that she was enrolling in college.
Yes.
When in fact she hadn't even graduated
yes.
high school.